I am live this morning with my fabulous client and friend Jill. I am live on Instagram and in my Facebook group as well. So yeah, so this is the first time I've ever done this, but I thought, you know what? Let's help as many people as we can. And I'm going to be doing a bit more of these client interviews, client bears all. So I'm super, super excited. If you are watching live on Facebook or Insta, please say hi, give us some hearts and some comments, and let's get started. So, Jill, hello.
Hi,
How are
I'm
you?
good. I'm really good. Quite
Good.
excited to do this.
Absolutely fabulous. It's the first time you've ever done anything like this as well, isn't it? So,
It is well out of my comfort zone. I do kind of tiny little lives for like about a minute and then that's it.
oh, amazing. Well, thank you for stepping out of your comfort zone again. That is something that we are going to be talking about because we didn't know each other 8 months ago, did we?
Absolutely
Um,
not, no.
and I've just seen you completely blossom and grow, and both of your businesses have developed massively as well since we started working together. But just tell people who you are, what your businesses are, and let's introduce you.
So I'm Gill Marchant. I've got a couple of businesses. I'm a hypnobirthing teacher. I run a business called Your Cozy Birth, which I set up in Yorkshire at the beginning of last year, but I'd been a hypnobirthing teacher since 2021. Um, we'll probably come on to that in a minute, but I actually moved from Kent to Yorkshire last year, so had to start that business again. And I became a UW partner last year back in February, so I've been doing that just over a year now. When I met Heather, I had two customers.
Fantastic. Okay. So it's obviously up to you how much you want to share, how much you don't want to share, but just sort of tell people when we met where you were at, like how you were feeling, and yeah.
Okay, so I'm quite happy to share a bit of my background. So if I go back as far as 2020, I was working as a midwife at a really busy trust. I was a community midwife. I'd lost my dad about 18 months before lockdown. It probably wasn't even quite that long. Really not dealt with that at all. Just kind of, I basically started my community midwife post the day after his funeral. And so I'd started a new job, completely different area. It was really stressful. Life was okay. I was doing a job that I absolutely loved, but I had a lot going on in the background. Um, Once my father had passed away, I lost four other close people to me in the 2 years. And then I got COVID. I was really sick with COVID. Um, Ended up giving up my midwifery job because I was just so stressed. I was having panic attacks. I wasn't getting on very well wearing the masks because of I couldn't breathe through them. And so, it all came to a head really, or so I thought. So I gave up my midwifery and I officially finished that on the last day of 2020. And on the first day of 2021, I set up my hypnobirthing business. So I spent about a year, 18 months building that up, sorting myself out, sorting my life out, sorting out my menopause symptoms. Life was just starting to turn around. And then my husband left me. So back down into the pits and I started divorce proceedings and sold the house and decided I was going to move up to the other end of the country. I joined UW a few months after that, and that was when I met Heather. So I literally met Heather, I think 4 weeks before I moved, so about a year after my husband had left. Yeah, ready to start again, really. And I just knew that the coaching was just what I needed to kind of set me on the right path.
Yeah. So you were down in the pits. It was,
It was as low as it could get, really.
yeah,
Just kind of, I'd been as low as I could get, and I was just starting the upward slide of the mountain, if you like.
yeah. Absolutely.
climbing out of the trenches.
Yeah. And so many women in the more than just one community are right there, you know,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and I
Do you know what?
think,
That's one of the reasons why I'm really happy to share my story, because sometimes life sideswipes you. You know, you just think, oh, I got through that and that was all right. And then it does it again. I mean, you've had
yeah.
the same thing. But yeah, it's just, and you just have to pick your socks up and start again, really.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. And that is a massive part of what I'm about, is helping, sharing my story, but also embracing and sharing my clients' journeys as well, because you don't know who's going to resonate with what you're saying today and who this is going to help. And this isn't just about me helping you. This is about that ripple effect, because
yeah,
the skills that you've learned through Limited to Limitless are there for life. And I know that you dance, right? And you will, without even probably knowing and realizing sometimes, you were passing on some of those skills to
yeah.
your friends and people around you as well. So
The
we might,
word resilient has come up a lot over the last kind of 18 months.
yeah,
And that's what it's about, isn't it? It's having that resilience and understanding what to do with it. That was the point I met you. I kind of knew I needed to do something, but just didn't really quite know what.
yeah, yeah. And I totally get that. That's exactly where I was in 2020. And I
Yeah,
was like, I know what I need to do, like, but
yeah,
I'm just not doing it. What are those next steps? I have got
yeah,
no idea, because I'm right here. I'm angry with the world. I'm blaming everybody else. Everything is everyone's fault, and it's their fault that I'm like this. And it's like you have to take some personal responsibility, which is really hard,
mm.
but it was the
I
best thing I could have done.
I have to say I'm a really tightwad. I don't like spending money on me at all. And so for me to take on this was a real heart searching, can I spend this money that I might need for something really, really, really important? But actually it was the best thing I'd done,
Yeah.
and I've got that money back so quickly, so quickly.
Amazing. So the program that we are talking about, I probably should have said this at the beginning. It was
Yeah,
Limited to Limitless, the Mindset Reset. So that is an 8-week group coaching program where we go through 8 steps that are going to help you to build that resilience, to build and boost your self-belief and your confidence, not just for those 8 weeks, but for the rest of your life. And
yeah,
the skills that I teach on here are the ones that, well, within 4 weeks, I didn't do all of these skills, but I started to work on me again. Within 4 weeks of me hiring a coach, I'd set up this business. And I didn't even expect to set up a business. But it's not about, I'm teaching you what I've done, and that's worked for you, and it's worked amazingly. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But it's worked for lots of other people as well. There was people that have had successful businesses that weren't where they wanted it to be, and they were like, oh, well, I just need to do this in the business, and I just need to do that. And actually, sometimes you've got to look in the mirror and go, well, hang on, I've done all of this strategy, I've done all of this, but that's still not working.
yeah,
I need to look at me,
mm,
and am I the person that I need to be in order to achieve my goals, in order to achieve the business or the life that I want to
yeah,
create? Now, that might be right now, it certainly was for me and a lot of my clients, is that you're a really ratty, impatient, stressed out mum, and you don't want to be that person. That was, it was heartbreaking for me being like that.
yeah.
And I'm not perfect. I still snap at the kids.
And do you know what? My natural reaction is completely the other end of the scale. I don't get ratty and tired. I just get really, really quiet and withdrawn. And I do only what is absolutely necessary to do to get through life.
Yeah,
Yeah, so we
yeah,
all kind of react differently, don't
we
you?
do, we do. And
Mm.
it's the first step is recognizing that. And
Yeah,
and when you make that decision, I spoke about this on the masterclass last night. So if you're on my email list, go and check the email. If you're not, DM me and I'll send it you. But you've got to make that decision that I'm not happy where I am. I've maybe been here before, because everybody's a little bit different, but you get these cycles. And if you don't break the cycles, it continues.
yeah,
And so you made that decision. I remember you messaging me and you were like down south at a concert and you were like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
do it when I get home. You did it at
I was
like
actually at a football
that
match. My daughter
was
was
it.
DJing at Chelsea. She'd been given this really great opportunity to do this gig. And I just thought, oh my God, I'm here. I'm not going to be home till 11 and there's a deadline. There was a deadline and I'd spent like we'd got there really early and I'd spent an hour chatting to her. And I don't know whether to do this or not. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money because this is me. And she's just like, Mum, you deserve to do something for you. You've had like the worst time ever. You just need to do this. And so I did. I did.
Yeah. And so you were very, very lost. You were in this like just pit of despair when you joined. So what started to happen and how quickly did things start to sort of fall into place or get better?
So I should point out, when I first booked this course, I was still in Kent. So I think I booked it on about the 10th of August, 12th of August. And on the 30th of August, which was my 56th birthday, I moved house. So
As you do.
yeah, as you do. So I moved house. And then this program, I think, started on the Tuesday or the following week. It might have been 2 weeks after. But yeah, it was just fell at exactly the right time that I needed it to. I'd moved house, I was starting again. I just needed the extra little bit of coaching, as you say. It was just coaching to know what I needed to do and when I needed to do it.
Mhm.
And it's also, I can't emphasize how much of a friendship circle it's given me as well, because I'd moved from Kent all the way up to Yorkshire and I've met people that I wouldn't otherwise have met, and that's just been really fantastic.
Yeah,
Formed a couple of really nice friendships as well.
yeah. And we've met up a few times because we're not that far either. We've met up a few times and
Yeah,
we've met, at UW events and things like that, and that's been amazing. So let's let's talk about your UW business to start off with, because when you came to me in August, you had three customers since February,
I
wasn't
had
it?
two
Oh,
customers,
two.
and
Oh,
then I
two.
signed
Wow.
myself up, so I wasn't even qualified. So I'd been doing it for 6 months. Obviously, divorce was happening. I was moving house. I'd sold my house, and then it fell through, and I had to resell my house again. I was doing a lot of up and down the motorway to Yorkshire to find somewhere and that sort of thing. So I had a lot going on. I'd managed to get my first none of my friends and relatives were interested at all, which is now they say that you start with the people you know. None of them I could get to sign up. Um, so at the point I've met you, I'd had one friend at dancing who'd signed up as a 3 service customer, and I was like, woohoo. At the beginning of August, I bullied my son into signing up. Literally, he's an energy only customer.
Yeah.
And so I had two. And then when I moved, obviously I became my third customer, which made me qualified. So, and I'm still just a QD, well, not just a QD, I am a QD. I haven't got any stars or I've got one partner now, but she was I was helped with her.
Okay. So how many, because I've noticed that your social media presence has grown massively. Like
Yeah,
you are putting out amazing stuff, and I can completely tell
yeah,
that your confidence is built in that.
yeah.
But how many
I,
customers have you got now?
I have now got 15 of my own and two group customers.
So that
Yeah.
is
So,
massive growth.
yeah, I'd kind of half set myself a target to get to future team leader by power up. Don't think that's quite going to happen because we're only like 4 weeks away.
I've loads of time.
I'm not
Like,
even going to see Ben because my customers this month have been tenants, so that's kind
we've
of
still
the
got
way it
we've
works.
still got four days left. Okay.
Yes,
Right? So
yeah,
let's switch that mindset.
busy week, busy week.
So it's helped with your business. Let's talk
Yeah,
about your personal growth, like your confidence, your self-belief, like because you comment every time I talk about limited, you're like, oh my God, it's the best thing I've ever done. Like you need to do this.
yeah.
Like, so just how has it changed your life?
It's just I've always been a bit of a commenter because I'm a bit of a Facebook person. I do like my Facebook, and I just think it's really important to support other people because they support you, and it's what goes around comes around.
Mm.
But it's just given me confidence that I didn't have before. And I'm finding myself doing stuff like this that even 6 months ago I'd have been, no, can't do that. Definitely can't do that. I'll make such a fool of myself. Where now I've got to the point I think, well, if I say something silly, then I say something silly, and so what? So
And
yeah,
and that is
yeah,
incredible. Like we work on confidence and self-belief, but we also talk about that language that you're taught, that
yeah,
self-talk. But also, I think what holds a lot of people back is they're worrying about what other people are going to think. And like you've just said, like I've just got goosebumps. Do you know what? If I say something silly, it don't matter, and it doesn't because we're
no,
all human. And oh, like I just love it. I just love it. I just
yeah,
think it's brilliant. So if there is someone that's like thinking, oh, do you know what, I really, really want to do limited to limitless, but I mean, there's over £1,000 off. It's 555. It's 8-week program. There's a 3 and a 4-month payment plan.
it's really good value, really good value. I can't, you're going to get that money back tenfold.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So if anyone was on the fence going, oh, like a little bit like you were going, do you know what, I really need
yeah,
this, but the money, because it is when you've not invested in yourself before or you're new to
yeah.
it is a lot of money. So
You'd
if
spend
someone's on
that on
the
a
fence,
weekend away though, wouldn't you? And not think twice about it,
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And you just have to think about it in those sorts of terms, really. You deserve it for you.
Yeah, yeah. And it doesn't just have an impact on you, it has an impact on your whole family and the people that are around you as well.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
I bet you've had people that have noticed a difference.
Yeah, and actually my daughter, she'd really, really struggled with our divorce, really struggled because she was kind of 22. She was really struggling in her personal life. And over the last year, she's sorted herself out as well. It's just, as you say, because I'm more confident, it kind of goes out to other people as well,
Yeah, definitely.
people that are around you.
And that is priceless. It is
Yeah,
priceless.
yeah,
So you'd obviously recommend the program.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
And you not only do you get the 8 weeks in that community, you also get lifetime access as well. So you can always go back to all the videos, you can, the sessions, the workbook, you've got lifetime access to that as well. So if you ever feel like you're going downhill a little bit,
Yeah.
then or you can speak to the people who, have done the
Mm.
program with you. So
I
right now,
want to say having access to the membership as well
mm,
was really, really useful for me. It's got me into the routine of doing like my Sunday night diary. I do my monthly wheel of life and sort myself out with that. It's just amazing. It's just amazing.
yeah, fantastic. So, one of the things that I'm passionate about creating is communities and having that safe space for people to,
Yeah.
to share where they're really at, to celebrate the successes and to support them through their struggles. I like that. And everybody that joins Limited to Limitless does get 2 months access to the membership, which is worth £60. When you pay in full, 555, you get a one-to-one with myself, and you also get access to the goals boot camp as well, which is worth £77. So the value of it is well over £1,500, but I'm not here to make millions of pounds. I mean, it'd be lovely, but I'm here to have an impact on millions of people's lives, a positive impact. And that is why, some people might be going, well, why is it so cheap? Like, is it crap? No, it's not, right? This is what I do. I just want to be able to help as many people and make these tools and these skills as accessible as I possibly can
Mm.
as many people as I can. And that's why there's a 3 and 4 month payment plan as well. So I have just loved chatting with you this morning and seeing like where you were and where you are now and the growth. And I'm so excited for what's to come because not only has your UW business grown, your Cozy Birth business has grown. You now you've got your
Yeah.
group going as well in the local area. And yeah, it's just been amazing to see you blossom. So have you got any final words to anybody that is going, shall I do it or not?
Just do it. It's really is worth it. It really is so worth it. You'll come out of it. I can't explain what a little mouse I was when I started this program, and now this is me. I'm so much happier. So much
Amazing.
happier.
Oh, well, thank you so